we decided that we were going to get a DVD basically, and on this particular night, which was the 12th of June 2011, we decided we were going to get the DVD. It was DVD that neither of us had watched, and I decided to go back to his flat and watch this particular DVD. He lives in Bear Road, which is, well, you know, it's just off the town centre really. It's opposite the cemetery. You actually overlook the cemetery. And about between 10:15 and 10 o'clock, or maybe 10:05, we were both watching the DVD. My nephew stood up to go into the kitchen and get something, or go to the door, I can't remember what he did now. But when he re-entered the lounge, he obviously was looking out the window. I was still watching the DVD, and he just basically said, Glenn, look, quick, out the window, quick, yeah. So I jumped, and with the alarm in his voice, because he's not normally like that, I jumped up and looked immediately to see what I can only describe as a large, almost like a star, but much bigger and much brighter. And we both looked at it, and it seemed to be, it was moving, it was rising vertically. It wasn't moving horizontal or anything, like it was just literally slowly moving upwards, and almost as though it had come from the ground. It rose, I suppose, to what I can only estimate to be 2,000 or 3,000 foot into the air. Then it dimmed. As we were watching it, it dimmed. It went from this really bright light down into like an orangey red ball sphere. It was like, if you can imagine looking at the moon on a clear night when the moon is full, it was just like looking at the moon. It's the same sort of thing, where you can clearly see it's a sphere, and it was the same size as well, to my perspective. Although obviously it wasn't as far away as the moon, but it was as though you were looking at a moon in the sky. With that, as we looked at it, it pulsed. Like a bright pulse, like almost like someone's taken a picture. A flash, a pulse light. And then it just shot. And I use that word advisedly because it literally shot through the air horizontally, straight across my view from west to east, as though it was running up parallel with the English Channel. And it left, I was looking at it to my right, and I could clearly see to my left the horizon. And it went from my right view, where we were both watching it, and flew to the east and across the horizon in less than 2 seconds. And as it come past us, I was following it, and you could actually see it was like a fireball. Although it wasn't, there weren't flames coming from it. It was though it was still inside the sphere, and they were turning anti-clockwise. Like the flames were moving anti-clockwise around the ball as it flew across us. And it was away. And it's like nothing that I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't quite work it out. Before this happened, there was no way I believed in anything like this. I'm not one of those people. I'm quite a rational, I'm ex-forces. I'm quite a level-headed, rational sort of person. And I didn't believe that was for the science fiction and the idiots, as far as I was concerned, till that point. But obviously this gave me a really serious a bit of a reality check. When I now realise, to be honest with you, if I'd seen this on my own, I would have questioned my sanity. However, I was with my nephew, who's also quite a level-headed lad, and we both, even to this day, cannot identify what that was. Although we've checked the star maps for that night, what was in the area that night, we've checked everything, what the weather conditions were. The weather conditions, in fact, were quite clear, with the occasional cloud. But in between the clouds, lovely clear. Phenomenal sighting. We've checked with everyone. I can now, only at this point, over a year later, I can now can only put it down to either something that we have as humans, but no one knows about. I'm going to call it a craft or a vehicle, because it was driven intelligently. It was, you could see that where it meant to go, where it was going is where it meant to go. There was nothing random about it. It was quite clear and evident. Yeah, I mean, if it's something that we've got as a race, a human race, then we're on the edge of something really exciting. Because of the speed that it was travelling, I can only estimate the speed was, and this is a pure estimation, I mean, 10, 20, 30,000 miles an hour. Faster than anything I've seen, faster than any jet. All I can tell you about this thing, this craft, is that I can tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't an aeroplane. It wasn't a helicopter. It wasn't a balloon. It wasn't a Chinese lantern. It was far too big, far too solid looking. And, you know, I mean, I've never seen a Chinese lantern perfectly spherical, to be honest, and that size, and at that speed. And incidentally, another interesting point, it was going in the opposite way that the wind was blowing. So it couldn't possibly even have been blown in the air. Although the weather conditions were, it was only a light breeze, it was going in the opposite direction. They were good, quite favourable weather conditions. You know, I mean, there's no reason for why this, I can't imagine this thing being anything else other than a UFO. It's as simple as that. I've reached a point now where I'm looking at the skies all the time now, because of what I saw. I know what I saw, and I believe, as I say, I believe what I saw was probably something not of this world. I can't say conclusively that it wasn't, because, like I said before, we don't know what is in the development stage. But then it makes you question why would it be out in the open? And why would it be across Brighton? A very heavily populated city. Who knows? But all I can say with absolute positive is that it was nothing that I'd ever seen before. It was an incredible happening, as it were.